By staying patient and keeping his eye on the distant horizon, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has focused on his company's long-term goals and kept going despite many failures and losses. Invent and Wander, 2020, is a compilation of his writings, speeches, and annual shareholder letters. Together, they give readers an insight into his life and background, and the long path he's taken since he launched Amazon in 1995. He explains how and why Amazon is a customer-centered business, detailing his decision-making process and the principles that have directed his way to success over the years. The keys to innovation. There are many smart people in the world, but they often fail to leave a remarkable impact. What really counts is being imaginative and creative. This is what makes someone a successful innovator. The key ingredients of imagination and creativity are passionate curiosity, a love for arts and sciences, a reality distortion field, and a childlike sense of wonder. Jeff Bezos is a living embodiment of all these traits. He has never stopped wondering. He still has an insatiable, joyful, and childlike curiosity about everything he encounters. His combination of technology and humanities has made him one of the world's leading innovators. Jeff learned self-reliance and boldness from his mother, Jackie, who was as sharp as her son. In 1974, when Jeff was 10 years old, he developed a passion for computers thanks to Star Trek. His mother supported his interest in mechanics and electronics and allowed him to turn the family garage into his science lab. He majored in electrical engineering at Princeton. Upon graduation, Jeff went to New York to work in the financial industry. When the World Wide Web debuted and began expanding by more than 2,300% every year, Jeff wanted to be part of it. He decided to open an online retail shop. It would be easier to start with just one product, and that would be books. He chose Seattle for his company's headquarters and wanted to incorporate quickly. On July 16, 1995, Amazon.com went live, and within the first month, it sold products across all states and in 45 countries. The first years. Since the beginning, Amazon has focused on offering clients compelling value. Jeff wanted to offer customers something simple which they could not yet get online. Amazon started by offering books with more options than any physical store, presented in an accessible, easy-to-search format that operates 24/7, 365 days a year. Amazon soon expanded to videos and music, then added more items, options, and features. It lowered prices drastically, thus raising its value to customers. It relied on word of mouth for customer acquisition, as customer trust and purchases grew. In 1997, Amazon became the market's leading online bookstore. Sales increased by 838% from $15.7 million in 1996, and reached $147.8 million in 1997. Customer accounts also increased by 738%, the number of employees grew from 158 to 614, and Amazon established relations with strategic partners such as Yahoo, AltaVista, and Netscape. Jeff wanted Amazon to become the most customer-centered company in the world. He believes customers are smart and perceptive people who use Amazon because of the wide selection, low prices, good service, and accessibility. He was committed to improvement, innovation, and experimentation. He loved being a pioneer. This pioneering spirit was the DNA of his company. The first 4 years of his journey yielded wonderful results. Amazon had served more than 17 million clients in more than 150 countries. In 2000, it served 20 million clients and sales increased to $2.76 billion from $1.64 billion in 1999. Average customer spending increased by 19% and reached $134 per purchase, while gross profit increased by 125% to $656 million. In 2001, sales grew again by 13% and international sales grew by 74%, as Amazon served 25 million accounts. Amid all this growth, Amazon's priority was to remain focused on customers. A customer-centric business. Amazon is unlike any normal store in several ways. It is personalized for each user, and it allows customers to make a purchase with just one click and in just a few seconds. In 2002, while focusing on customer experience, Amazon was still constantly lowering prices. This was done across broad product categories, including books and electronics, eliminating shipping fees on orders that exceed $25. Amazon took similar actions in each country where it was operating. Its long-term pricing plan was not to discount a limited number of products for a limited period, but to constantly offer low prices across all the product range. In 1995, shortly after the website was launched, customers were urged to review products, a practice that would later become routine. Although negative reviews cost the company short-term sales, helping customers choose better products ultimately benefited the company. Enhancing productivity, eliminating defects, and returning cost savings to customers was a long-term decision. Price reductions are almost never beneficial instantly, but in the long run, they result in a more valuable and stronger business. Amazon's free cash flow is mainly driven by an increase in operating profits along with management of capital expenditures and working capital. Amazon aims to increase operating profit by improving the customer experience, which in turn enhances sales. In 2004, Amazon's free cash flow increased 38% and reached $477 million, a growth of $131 million from the previous year. Jeff was confident that if he continued improving customer experience, lowering prices, increasing the product selection, and executing efficiently with his teams, Amazon's value proposition and free cash flow would further increase. Low prices, wide selection, and fast delivery. Customers interact well with a long-term orientation. Once a customer need is identified and proven to be durable and meaningful, Amazon's approaches allow it to create a solution, even if the process takes years. Amazon has a solid conviction that clients will always value low prices, wide selection, and convenient, fast delivery service. Jeff believes that the durability of those pillars gives him the confidence he needs to invest in them more. He knows his energy will continue to have long-term effects. Amazon's pricing objective is centered around customer trust instead of short-term profit. Jeff believes that this pricing approach is the best way to increase aggregate profits over the years. Amazon may gain less per each item, but its sales increase continuously due to customer trust. For this reason, too, Amazon still invests in free shipping programs, such as Amazon Prime. Clients are smart and informed. When they want to confirm their purchase order, they evaluate their total expenses, including the delivery charges. More customers are benefiting from Amazon Prime, as global memberships increase remarkably. In 2009, the number of items that could be immediately shipped increased by 50%. Centering your business. Amazon's energy is fueled by the desire to impress customers rather than by competition. Each of these approaches has its pros and cons, and there are many examples of competition-focused companies that are also highly successful. Amazon pays attention to competitors and is inspired by them, but the customer-focused approach is an essential element of the company's culture. One of the many advantages of a customer-driven approach is that it enhances proactivity. When a company is at its best, it is not affected by external pressure. It is internally pushed to improve its services and add features and benefits, before it is driven to do so for external reasons. To reach this goal, Amazon increases value and quality, lowers prices, and innovates way before it has to. Such investments are motivated by the desire to please customers, not by competition. Jeff believes this approach increases customer trust and improves customer experience. There are many ways to center a company. It can be competition-focused, product-focused, or technology-focused, for example. In Jeff's opinion, a customer-focused approach provides the best protection for the company's vitality from day one. Being customer-focused has many advantages, especially because customers always want something better. No matter how good your services or products are, customers are constantly, wonderfully, and beautifully dissatisfied, even when business is great and their reviews are positive. Customers are dissatisfied even if they're not aware of it yet. Your desire to always meet their expectations and delight them will push you to wonder what they might need before they tell you. Customers never asked Amazon to add the Prime membership, but it turned out that they needed it. There are countless such examples. You are what you choose. Jeff was born in Albuquerque, but his family moved to Texas when he was 3 or 4 years old, and later to Florida. In 1982, he graduated from Miami Palmetto Senior High. He was doing well as a theoretical physics major at Princeton until he ran into quantum mechanics. He was loving his computer science and electrical engineering classes, so he switched majors. Jeff got the idea to launch Amazon when he realized that nothing had ever grown as fast as the web. So the idea of creating an online bookshop was very exciting to him. He was 30 years old, the idea seemed crazy, and Jeff knew that quitting his good job at a hedge fund to pursue something that would most likely fail was a huge risk, but he did it anyway. He has never regretted his decision. The life you have written for yourself starts tomorrow. How are you going to use your gifts? What decisions will you make? Will you choose inertia or follow your passions? Will you settle or always aim for better? When you're 80 years old and reflecting back on your life, you realize that the main events that marked it were connected to some decision or series of decisions you made. In the end, you are your own choices, so create yourself a great, impactful story. The whole point of pushing things forward is running into issues and failures, then getting up and trying again. You're using your resources and relying on yourself. You're trying to take yourself out of the box, out of your comfort zone. Amazon has had to do this many times, and its path has been marked by many failures, but all these failures have provided countless opportunities to practice for the best. Jeff chose to call his startup Amazon because the name referred to the biggest river on earth, its biggest selection. After he started selling books, then music and videos, he gradually added electronics, toys, and many other categories. Across the years, he watched as his company's stock peaked then went down. Each period was interesting in its unique way. The company is not its stock, so Jeff watched every other metric, including the defects, profit per unit, and number of customers. Everything about the company was doing great, even when the stock price was decreasing. Jeff only needed to continue progressing. Machine learning and artificial intelligence. Most of the inventing process at Amazon starts by someone coming up with an idea that is then improved. Other people explain why it could never work, then everyone collaborates to solve the objections. The process is very fun. When the team at Amazon was wondering what a loyalty program would look like, a software engineer suggested offering people a fast service of free shipping. When Amazon first tried Prime, it was indeed very expensive, but as all kinds of customers started subscribing and appreciated the service, it led to Prime's current success. For a long time, Jeff and the Amazon staff worked on Amazon Web Service, or AWS, which grew into a huge company by recreating the way other companies buy computation. As for Alexa, it is like a cloud agent, whereas Echo is a voice recognition device with several microphones. Developing Echo and Alexa was very challenging technically, and thousands of people had to work on each. Humanity, though a technological civilization, is still quite far from developing something like the Star Trek computer. But the things that machine learning is doing today are truly extraordinary, and we are quickly progressing. In fact, we are entering a golden age of artificial intelligence and machine learning, but we still have a long way ahead before we can create machines that can do exactly what humans do. Human intelligence remains quite mysterious even to leading AI scientists, so when a machine like Alexa is trained to recognize human language, millions of data points are used in the process. When it comes to AI, there's still much to learn, but that's what makes it a highly exciting and interesting field. The importance of trust. You develop a reputation and earn trust by doing hard things the right way, again and again. For example, the US military has a good reputation and high credibility because it has done hard things very well for a long time. It's very simple but also very complicated. It's difficult to master hard things, but it's necessary if you want to earn trust, and trust is crucial. It means several things, including competence and integrity. Trust is doing what you said you'd be doing and delivering. Amazon delivers billions of packages each year. The company says they will do something, then they actually do it. Clarity is also very helpful. If you are clear about what you will do, then people will choose whether to opt in or out. The world is a big democracy with many opinions, and Jeff wants to live in a world where people can freely disagree but still cooperate. Amazon offers its employees highly competitive salaries, but Jeff has refused to create a culture where they get free massages and other trendy perks, because he worries that they will stay for the wrong reasons. He wants people to believe in the mission and stay for it. He wants missionaries, not mercenaries. You hire great people, then get them to stay when you give them a great mission, a real purpose, a meaning. Why you should fail. Jeff has always pointed out that there are two different types of failure: experimental failure, the type you should be happy about, and operational failure. If you build something and it's a disaster, then it's bad execution. This is not the good type of failure. However, when you are trying to develop a new service or product and experimenting and it simply does not work out, that's good failure. You need to be able to differentiate between these two failure types and really seek innovation and invention. For this purpose, you need to have the right people. They must be innovative people who will leave an organization that does not provide them with opportunities to take risks. This sounds simple, but it is really hard to execute. All big companies and institutions will and must be scrutinized, inspected, and examined, including governments, government institutions, educational institutions, and nonprofits. This is not a personal matter. Jeff always reminds his staff not to take Amazon's examination personally. It will waste a lot of their energy. Scrutiny is normal. In fact, it is necessary and healthy. Jeff believes that the Amazon staff members are so inventive that no matter what regulations are forced upon them, they will continue serving their customers, who, in turn, will continue to want low prices, fast delivery, and big selection. In 2018, Jeff launched the Bezos Day One Fund with a commitment to make lasting and meaningful impacts in two fields: funding nonprofit organizations that help homeless families, and creating new nonprofit preschools in communities with low income. People want to help the world in different ways, and Jeff is quite interested in early education and the homelessness issue. Still like Day One. In 2000, Jeff established the Blue Origin Aerospace Company, based on the conviction that Earth is the best planet in the universe. He wants to go into space simply to protect and preserve this planet. That is why he named his company Blue Origin, for our blue home planet that will most likely run out of energy. We live in an era of growth and dynamism, and energy plays a huge part in it. You can get many good things done when you use energy. We don't want to stop consuming energy, but our consumption levels are unsustainable. In the meantime, we can focus on efficiency, but still, our energy consumption has been increasing by 3% every year for centuries. Jeff believes if humanity can move out into space, it will have unlimited resources. The key point is operability. The moon, for example, is quite rich in resources, especially water in the form of ice. Reaching the moon is easier than reaching Mars. It is only 3 days away, and its gravity is 6 times less powerful than that of Earth, which means that resources require much less energy to remove and transport. With each endeavor, Jeff still has the Day One mentality, which means that he approaches everything with the same spirit and energy of Day One. Even now, he believes Amazon can have the capabilities and scope of a large company while maintaining the spirit of a startup.